It's got a nice rumble. They really sound good. Welcome back, everyone. Today I am taking out the new bike I just purchased. It's not new, it's used. It's 25 years old. It's a 1996 Suzuki 1400 Intruder. I guess the official name from Suzuki is VS1400 GLP, I think, in this year. So I recently purchased this from my friend Warren Hurd, who lives in upstate New York, the Rochester area. Warren bought himself a used Harley Davidson and had wanted to know if I was interested in buying his Intruder, because a few years ago I'd actually traded my 1998 VS1400 Intruder on my 2014 Triumph Tiger Explorer. I got several reasons why I did that, most of which is because the Tiger is a much more comfortable motorcycle to ride than the Intruder is, at least when we're talking about distance. So anyway, Warren's offer to sell me this bike really piqued my interest, because I had actually missed owning an Intruder for the last several years that I had not had mine. I had purchased another one a few years back. I purchased a 1996 VS800 Intruder. I have a video for that on my channel. It's one of the most watched videos that I have. People apparently were very interested, or are very interested, in the Intruder motorcycles. I think it's got to do with the fact that this type of bike is making a resurgence, and there's new riders coming into the field of motorcycling, and you can buy these motorcycles really cheap. I gave $1,200 for this one. The VS800 that I had purchased a few years ago, I bought from a fella in South Carolina off a Facebook group, and I gave him $600 for that one. And it was actually in impeccable condition. If you go watch that other video of mine, I do a little walk around, like I'm gonna do with this here shortly. And that bike was just, it was flawless. The chrome on it was really nice, the paint was really nice, it was a really pretty blue color with some silver in it. A very nice bike. And I was planning to actually maybe keep that bike for a while, but I ended up selling it. Let's talk about the bike. This particular bike has 24,129 miles on it right now. It had 24,001 miles on it the night I went up there and bought it. So I've put 130 miles on it. It has really good chrome work still. There's a little bit of flaking and bubbling on the wheels, but the body chrome, the handlebars, the triple tree, it all looks really good. It's solid. There's no flaking of that, which compared to the 1998 model that I used to own, that bike had horrendous chrome. This bike does, if you can hear that popping, have some fueling issues, and I'm going to have to sort out. More than likely it's going to be a tweaking of the carburetors. There's 2 carburetors on these bikes, 1 for each cylinder. And the other thing that's going to take some time getting used to is this is only a 4-speed. I don't know, they must have switched in 97 or 98, because my 98 was a 5-speed. So there she is. It's in black with this, I guess you call that maroon, orangish maroon kind of two-tone fade. I'm not keen on it at all whatsoever. I'm probably going to end up doing something different with it. I've had the thought of tearing this bike down and repainting it through the same color blue that the 800 I had was. I really like that, but this black does look good, so I could possibly just go ahead and tear the tank off and paint it. You'll see here there's a dent, and there's a matching dent on this side of the tank, and those are from the handlebars hitting it. The reason that happens is because somewhere along the line, hopefully I'm getting this in view, where my finger is, there's supposed to be a little nub, a little block off that hits this on the triple tree. So when you turn the handlebars, it hits it, so you can't turn it anymore. That's either been broken off or removed for some reason. So now the bars turn further than they're supposed to, and the top of the triple tree hits the gas tank. So this is different from the VS800 in the way that it's not water cooled. This bike is air cooled. That little radiator that you see there is actually an oil cooler. The 1400 model of these Intruders is oil cooled. So the engine is air cooled. This has Jardine drag pipes on it, which sound really good. It's still got the Jardine baffles in it, so I'll be pulling those out and putting big City Thunder monster baffles in there. I had those in my 800. They really help to improve mid-torque in around the 3,000 RPM range, and it gives a little bit deeper sound. It's all stock. There hasn't been any real major changes to it. You can upgrade the clutch springs to give you a harder clutch pull, and so the clutch doesn't slip under power. That job's already been done, so I don't have to do it. Like I said, there's new tires coming. I'm going to give Shinko 230 Roadmasters a shot. I've never used them before. I've got Shinkos on my Triumph right now, and they seem to be doing pretty well. But look, the chrome on this is really good. The valve covers are good. The side case, the clutch cover, crankcase cover, the chrome on the fenders for the shock mounts. The shocks are still in good shape. The sissy bar is in good shape. The pad's still there. There's no toolbox. You take this seat back off and you use the key to unlock a little door back here, and that's where the tools go, but there's no tool back there. Front and rear disc brakes. It's got the original halogen headlight and the old halogen turn signals. I will likely upgrade all of that to LED because the lighting is just horrible on this bike at night. You can't really see very far ahead of you. And high beam's even more useless. So there she is. I'm pleased with it. I think it was a good purchase for $1,200. It runs good. It's got low miles. It's obviously been kept in the garage up north because we all know what the snow and ice and salt will do to vehicles. This got virtually no rust on it. The worst part about the bike is the gas tank. In addition to the two dents up there, it's got a big crease right here, some scratches here where the paint's missing. But overall, I think it looks really good. Let me start her up, let you give you a sound check. The Jardine pipes have a good rumble to them. Well, let's do a little takeoff. Yeah, there's no problem with it at all. Engine-wise, really strong. There's no slipping when you give it gas. I'm in 4th gear now. So when you don't have the right clutch springs in there, you'll feel it actually slip when you're trying to accelerate. The clutch springs, there's a fella, his name is Ed Bodner. I believe his last name is Bodner. Ed's his first name. He goes by designer on the various Intruder forums and Facebook groups. He manufactures, or at least puts together, spring kits for the clutch with stronger bolts. So you upgrade those and you never have a clutch problem again. Let's see what we can do for a 0 to 60 time. There you go. It will get up to highway speeds with no problem. A trick to helping these bikes stay running well is to synchronize the two carbs and to run about 2 ounces of seafoam in your gas tank every time or every other time that you fill it up. That really helps keep the carbs clean, keeps the whole fuel system running well. I did it the entire time I owned my 98. I'm doing it with this, and I never had any problems with the 98. I got a guy that's selling me a set of crash bars with the foot pegs on them. They're OEM Suzuki's. That'll really help out a lot when you are doing some kind of distance rides. You can stretch your legs out and put your feet up on something. That takes a lot of the strain off your lower back if you're like me and you suffer with that. But these are great bikes. I really like them. I always have. My first experience with Intruders was back in, I think, 1986, 1987. My father had purchased a, I want to say it was an 86. I think it was the first year that they were released to the United States. And those were 700 cc's. You could buy either the 700 or the 1400 back in 90 or 86, 87. He had the 700, which I thought was awesome. But when I got older to ride on the road legally, I had a Honda Rebel 250. That was in 1990. And my dad still had his Intruder at that point. And even though now today, a 700cc bike is a small bike, I would sit on that bike back then and think that it would be so great. How wonderful it would be to be able to ride one of those bikes. And it took me a long time to actually get one. And when I did, I bought the 1400. That was in 2013, I think. I bought the 1998 1400 in 2013, yeah, that's right. And then later I bought the 800, now I'm back on a 1400. But I like them, they're still great bikes. I have a lot of fun riding it. Suzuki really did a good job. The lines on this are great. The V-twin all chromed out. It looks great. You put the right exhaust on it, it sounds great. For being a bike that's 25 years old now, it handles good still. These buckhorn handlebars, you're either love or hate them. A lot of people will put the drag bars on, which is a more straight, flat bar. There's something about this buckhorn that I like. I like to feel my arms, you know, they come into a neutral place. My hands are twisted and, you know, like a 45-degree angle on each end of the handlebar. It's just comfortable. If the seat were as comfortable as the rest, and that's not even fair to say, the seat itself is not terrible. It's soft, it's supportive. It's just, I guess, the position. Sean from SRK Cycles has done some reviews on these bikes over the years, a couple of them that he had gotten into his shop and sold. I suggest you go check out those videos if you want a different perspective on it than mine. But Sean came away with a different opinion that the bike really does have more power than you would give it credit for, or that you would think, until you jump on it and ride it. And that's what's fun about these, is they're easy to ride and they never fail to bring a smile to your face. But that's about it for now. I'm going to do one more takeoff for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What would you like to see me do with this? Paint it? Leave it alone? I'm not going to bob it. Don't even suggest that. I absolutely detest it when people make bobbers out of these bikes. So that is never going to happen as long as I own it. But I might repaint it. Maybe I'll keep it black. Just update it. Get rid of the dents. See what I can do about fixing those triple trees. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot I can do, but I'm going to look into it. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everyone. Keep coming back, looking for more of these Intruder videos. In the meantime, I got stuff coming up on my Kawasaki, and I look forward to talking to y'all again. Florida Two-Wheel Adventures is out. And I'm going to give you a little shot of the exhaust inside my garage here. It's a little bit easier to hear that when you're not out on the street or in a parking lot. It's got a nice rumble. They really sound good.